Hi everyone, welcome to Module 4, Promoting Equity in Education and Healthcare. Module 4 runs through weeks 7 and 8, and it's such an important module. Before starting this overview, it's important to preface by saying a few things. The content and discussion in this module may be a bit uncomfortable. You may resonate with some of the content, and then some of the content may arouse feelings of anger, confusion, guilt, or denial. It's important to recognize that as we're all approaching this content from different lenses and journeys, it will impact us all differently. I encourage you to welcome the feelings that this content brings, as it will help you grow as an educator in the future. Especially as we're delving into some potentially difficult content, I wanted to start out with some ground rules for discussion. Please be respectful of your classmates. Some of this content may be sensitive and personal. If you're unsure about something, please do not assume, just ask. The point of this is for us all to learn. And lastly, everything discussed here will remain completely confidential. So now let's get to one of the goals of the module. How do we create an inclusive classroom? As you may remember from Module 2, we started to discuss inclusive classrooms in the context of universal design for learning and in understanding our own learning styles. Now we're going to delve into it further. In order to create a classroom that is truly inclusive, we need to be aware of the individual differences, perspectives, and experiences that the classroom brings. Discrimination and biases can take on so many forms and can occur in the classroom or in any environment. As educators, it is our job to create a safe classroom where all students feel that they belong, feel respected, welcomed, and supported by their teachers and peers. Teaching about diversity is not enough. As each of our lived experiences are so different, each person comes in with a unique set of perspectives, thoughts, and feelings about the world. This is often positive, as it challenges and pushes those around us, to consider other perspectives. However, it is important to recognize that with our diverse experiences, we may have unconscious and conscious biases related to how we see the world. An important first step is to reflect and recognize that these potential biases exist so that we can address them. So why is this all important, you may ask? Unfortunately, discrimination is so common. It occurs within racial, ethnic, cultural, and religious groups. It also occurs related to age, disability, and gender. You guys are the educators of the future. As biases exist everywhere, the only way to improve ourselves and others is by becoming more aware of the biases and stigmas that currently exist within nursing and healthcare at large. In doing so, you can help challenge it and help find solutions that improve the experience for the learners of the future. As said before, teaching on diversity is not enough. We need to truly embrace it to create an inclusive, equitable, and diverse environment for now and for the future. So now we're going to jump back to Blackboard to go through the content in the module. So now we're in Module 4. Your two assignments for this module are to, in week 7, do the Power and Privilege worksheet, which will not be submitted or graded. It'll just help you in your discussion board post. And then by Sunday, week 7, you'll also post your initial discussion board post and respond to your peers by Sunday of week 8. The Power and Privilege worksheet will help you in completing the implicit bias test and aid in your discussion board. This worksheet, again, is not graded and you will not turn it in. It's just used to help you begin to reflect. You will then use the rest of the resources in this module to help you with your discussion board post. Now we'll move down to our resources. The first resource that you see is the APA website on coping with discrimination. Unfortunately, different types of discrimination are common throughout the US and the world. As mentioned before, these topics may be sensitive. The websites will give you more information on the prevalence of discrimination and ways to cope with it. Next, you'll find multiple content folders. There's one on racial and cultural diversity, one on social determinants of health, LGBTQ inclusivity, men in nursing, creating an inclusive learning environment for diverse student needs. These folders represent just a few of the marginalized groups within nursing. This is not everything. Please look through 2 content folders that interest you most, or you can look through them all. The material in each folder scaffolds. There are articles and videos that discuss oppression and stigma faced by each group, followed by voices of change and learning activities, that empower you to gain a deeper understanding of these groups. Next, you'll complete the Power and Privilege worksheet, and then watch a TED Talk on Immaculate Perception by Jerry King. In this video, he discusses the science behind the implicit bias test. You will then take the implicit bias test based on your responses from the Power and Privilege worksheet. The instructions are when you click it. This will help you in discovering your own micro biases. You will then use all of the information you learned and your personal experiences to answer the discussion board in week 7. By clicking on the discussion board, it'll take you to your group for discussion. As mentioned before, the discussion and resources in this module may be uncomfortable, but as educators, we need to support honest, open, and respectful dialogue. I really hope you enjoy the content in this module, and if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out.